The future, a world where the quest for truth has ended.
Do you believe in the supernatural, Mr. Vandarius?
Surprise! The Shader will bring hell to Earth for thousands of years. Shock Division, kill them all!
Spirit Blade, a full cast audio drama. Download the Legacy Edition of Spirit Blade for free at spiritblade.com.
All right, buckle up. This car has a spoiler. Just got out of Fantasy Island. And let's just jump into, well, let's maybe talk about sequel potential. I think that, I mean, it certainly could have a sequel. It kind of sets itself up with Braxton, whatever the Asian dude's name was, him kind of being revealed as the tattoo character, which was the little person who always said, "Be playing," in the old classic Fantasy Island series. And so it seems like they're kind of setting things up, acting as though, oh, okay, this is now how the Fantasy Island stories will continue. Now we've set it up, you know, to continue. And so, I mean, I guess they could keep going, but it'll be interesting. I mean, I don't understand why what's the guy's name? Rooker? I don't know. I'm thinking of Michael Rooker. That's the actor's name that played the PI that had been on the island for a while undercover. But like Rourke, is that what his name? Rourke? I want to say Rourke. I'm going to call him Rourke. But the guy that was playing the Montalban character, the whatever. I'm butchering this terribly. Ricardo Montalban's character from the TV show. Anyway, he kind of like gave up on the fantasy of trying to keep his wife alive. So then why would he stay on the island? Is it because he sees value in people going through fantasies? And I mean, it just seems like such a nightmarish scenario that is ripe for being abused horribly and having people who do not deserve it being harmed. So why would he choose to stay on the island? That doesn't make any sense to me. I also had to kind of sit and wrap my head around Melanie, which I think was the name of the blonde girl who'd been bullied, turning out to be kind of the main villain of the story. I'd have to go back and watch it again, which I am not going to do ever. But when she gets down into the basement to see her fantasy play out, I'm trying to think of how she was acting and what all she was saying before she started recording with her smartphone. I would guess that what she did there still would be consistent with her knowing about the island and how it works. You know, maybe that's why they had her use her phone there, because they knew that as an audience, we couldn't, you know, she's revealed at the end to be in total knowledge of the island and how it works. And so why would she be putting on an act all by herself? But as soon as she hits that record button on the phone, she's putting on an act for the phone, which she later plans to show to the girl who had bullied her. So I'm just trying to remember if she was still putting on an act and there was an inconsistency in the script before that point. Probably not. They probably tied that up just enough. But I honestly found it uninteresting that like she would be the villain, the mastermind or whatever, you know. I'll talk about it in my review. I just didn't care about any of these characters because they were all so really one-dimensional, I felt. So yeah, I mean, they could do a sequel, but I don't want to see a sequel for reasons I'll go into in my review, because I just didn't like this one. What would I do with a sequel? Let's talk about that maybe a little bit. Well, I would change the tone and make it much more... I would make it an R movie, but not in the sense of sexuality. I thought that they were pushing that in this movie. The movie just seemed... See, now I'm getting into review territory. I don't want to repeat what I'm probably going to say in my review. But I would change up the tone. I would make it an R movie, or at least a PG-13 movie with like very serious sensibilities about it. But I think if it was going to be as serious and psychologically realistic as I want it to be, it might end up getting an R rating just for kind of being disturbing. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how the MPAA rates psychological disturbance, things being unsettling and disturbing. I don't know if you can get an R rating for being really, really disturbing, but yeah, I just don't understand why it would continue. Why it would continue. Doesn't make any sense to me. What else? All the reveals, like the cop who wanted to be a soldier, all the directions that the stories took, I wanted the movie to be a whole lot more clever, and it just wasn't. It just wasn't. I don't think I have anything more spoily to say, so I'm not going to artificially prolong this video, but I think with a sequel, I would want them to change up the tone. I guess I would want to get more into the Ricardo Montalban, the Rourke character. I keep saying Ricardo Montalban. I mean, that's the character from the original series, but I think its name is Rourke, and I can't remember the actor who plays that character in this movie, even though he's a really familiar face to me. So I guess I would want to get into him more and understand, why are you still doing this? Because his decision to stay doesn't make any sense. And I would want to get into Tattoo, as he's now going to be called, I guess. I would want to get into his psychology. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, it does make sense that he would stay on the island and be willing to make that sacrifice so that his brother could live, but just no psychological realism in this movie. Anyway, I'm done. I want to be done talking and thinking about this movie, and I'm already going to have to record more to do my review.
christiangeekcentral.com